Today, I'm thrilled to share with you some of my all-time favorite books that really brought warmth and inspiration and faith in new ways to live in my eyes this summer. So the first book on my list is The Littlest Library by Poppy Alexander. So this book follows a woman named Jess who lives in England in the countryside. And as she breathes new life into this phone book, which is honestly the cutest little phone book, I absolutely love it, she starts to rebuild her own life. So the Littlest Library really becomes a beacon of hope and connection for the village. They start lending books to each other and they start creating these friendships. So through this journey, Jess discovers the power of community, the joy of second chances, and really the magic that can be found in unexpected places. There goes heart. Really captured my attention was the cover, obviously. It is so cute. It's adorable. If you look closely, you can see the titles of these books. I don't know if you can see that, but it's super cute. Gatsby, Jane Eyre, Dracula. The next that we have, Night Library by Haig. I hope I'm saying that correctly, I'm sorry. This book gave me chills, and as a trigger warning, it does deal with the theme of suicide. So just be gentle with yourself with this one. So this story centers on Nora Seed. She's a woman just overwhelmed by regret and despair, and she finds herself at the brink of ending her own life. And instead of death, she actually discovers a mystical place situated between life and death. Between life and death. The Midnight Library is staffed by her old school librarian, Mrs. Elm, and it's filled with countless books, each representing a different version of her life based on the choices she could have made. It's very cool, very mystical, magical, just this book. Oh, it's so good. It's beautiful, it's funny. I just loved every minute of it, and it's one of those books that when you're done reading it, the characters stick around. You remember the characters, you remember the story because it's so good. I gave this book 5 stars on Goodreads. Highly recommend. Another favorite of mine, Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. This is my first book by her. She's written a few, but this book is so unique. So this story revolves around a girl named Persephone, but they call her Percy Fraser, who spent every summer of her adolescence at her family's lake house in Barry's Bay. Barry's Bay is very romantic and cozy, giving you those summer vibes. She falls in love with this guy named Sam Florrick, the boy next door, and spends countless adventures over with him when she's younger. It's very like idyllic summers. So Every Summer After captures this bittersweet essence of summer romance and the ways that shape our life. It left me reflecting on my own memories. This was my first book where there were actually 2 timelines. So one of the timelines was following Percy and Sam when they were younger, and the other timeline is present day. So it was going back and forth, and it made for a really interesting tale. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't too sure if I would enjoy that flip-flopping of timelines, but I loved it. So recommend, what is it? Love Every Summer. I will find it and I will put it on the screen, but it's a little bit like this where there's romance and different timelines. Love in Other Words. There it is. Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. Lastly, I have Hello Stranger by Katherine. This is a charming and heartfelt novel that follows the journey of Sadie Montgomery, a talented portrait artist. So just as she prepares for this prestigious art competition that could totally change her life, Sadie is diagnosed with this rare neurological condition that leaves her temporarily unable to recognize faces. So I'm gonna totally mess this up, but I think it's called prosopagnosia or just face blindness. So she's struggling to accept her new reality. She's got to learn how to navigate her world without the ability to really recognize anyone's face close up. Sadie tries to regain her footing, and it's so good. This book had me laughing, crying, and super sad when it was done because it was so good. It was such an enjoyable read. I highly recommend them for your summer read. They have been such a blessing in my life. If you've read any of these or are any of your favorites, let me know down below. Okay, so now that we've had a chance to go over some really great summer reads, let's move in to one of my favorite parts. So I am a licensed mental health and addiction therapist in Arizona, and I specialize in trauma therapy. It lights my heart up helping others and being a witness to their stories. So this is where we're gonna really dive into meaningful conversations about mental health, well-being, and really practical tips to help you navigate life's challenges with a little bit more ease and a lot more confidence, so we can become more like God. So let's take a collective deep breath in and explore today's topic in Therapy Corner. So our topic today is going to be learning how to love yourself and give yourself grace among the busy days of summer. So loving yourself really means embracing the fullness of who you are, acknowledging your worth, and treating yourself with the kindness and respect that you extend so lovingly to others. This self-love manifests in small everyday acts like reading a book, like taking the time to rest in the shade, maybe with a good book, having a leisurely walk in the park. I know that's hard in Arizona because it's so hot, or maybe indulging in your favorite treat without guilt. It's really about listening to your body's needs and honoring your own emotional and physical well-being, even amidst the hustle and the bustle of this season. And then giving yourself grace during these full summer days is about recognizing that it's okay to slow down and savor the moment. It's okay to say no, to really clear your calendar, create margin. It's understanding that not every day has to be perfect and productive, and it's normal to have ups and downs. Grace really allows you to forgive yourself for any perceived shortcomings and to appreciate the effort you put in to every single day. It's about finding balance, setting realistic expectations, being gentle with yourself when things don't go as planned. Embracing grace means cherishing the simple joys of summer and allowing yourself to be present, mindful, and compassionate towards yourself on this journey. We're all on a journey, and we gotta give ourselves grace.
I dreamt of you last night. You were by my side. I woke up alone. I should have known, because I'm always on my own. I just want you here every minute, dear. When I'm without you, don't know what to do. Every time you say goodbye,
Thank you so much for joining me for my first video on friendship, mental health, books, and remember, your well-being is important and it's okay to seek support. Whether you found comfort in our discussion or learned something new, I hope you'll take these insights to heart and apply them to your life. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content like this. Let's continue to support each other in faith and mental health, and be gentle to yourself, friends.